All right, so we got our 3 tanks in the building for fertilizer. These 2 tanks we're going to be putting 28% nitrogen in. Actually, it's 28003, so it'll be 3% sulfur as well. And then this will be our fertilizer we're going to be putting in furrows. So we'll be putting zinc in furrow with the starter fertilizer, and then also we'll be putting a biological in there as well. And then we'll be running boron and calcium with the nitrogen. Doing that because basically we have to make sure everything stays happy and doesn't gel. So yep, got the 3 liquid tanks in the building and we are ready to go. Just gotta dry up a little more so we can start planting. It's a very nice day today, but it's going to be raining this weekend, and then after that they're showing good weather again, so we'll see what happens, but glad to have those in there. All right, so we're not actually planting yet, but I promised a couple people I'd show you guys our 886, so this is it. It's an International 886 with a front wheel assist 4-wheel drive axle. It's not quite as heavy duty of an axle as the 1466, but nonetheless still 4-wheel drive. We try not to abuse it as much because it just wouldn't take as much as the other one, but still very nice to have 4-wheel drive, and for this size of a tractor it's probably fine. We also have turboed this tractor. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. If you can, it's right there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyways, it is turboed, so that probably takes this tractor from like 90 horse to like 120 or something like that. Clamp on duals, got axle mount duals on the 1466. Again, something that just will take a little more horsepower, but being that this is not as much horsepower and we don't work it as hard, it's fine. Very nice tractor, very nice to have 4-wheel drive where we are, because we deal with a lot of clay and it's very wet for the most part. In the one video, the last video I showed of tilling, that was up on sandy, gravelly ground, and that is so nice. When I plant with this planter, which is a pretty good size planter for this tractor, I will not even use the 4-wheel drive. It's very nice. So making pretty good progress on the planter, almost done. I rebushed all the front units. I wasn't gonna rebush the back units, but we've kind of gotten to a little bit more rainier weather, so I'm gonna do those. I've got my new flow monitor system set up with the electric pump. I got to change this fitting to a 90, didn't realize it was that close. This is my flow monitors for the 2x2, which is right here. So for my corn, I'm going to put nitrogen and boron in the 2x2, and then I'll be putting the 31818 in the row, kind of as a starter, but it's actually, we're kind of running it as a complete. So this is the flow monitors for that. This literally, all it does is when there's flow going through it, these red balls or marbles will float and they'll hover somewhere in here. And all that does is tell me that there's flow going through. If you were to plug a line or plug an orifice, because the orifice is very small, this ball would drop down because you wouldn't have the pressure. It would be deadheading. Sorry, it would be deadheading, which would make it drop back down. So you could tell which row is not putting out and tell that you have a row that is plugged. So these are very, they don't seem like they're that important, but they make it so nice. You do not have to worry about whether or not you have fertilizer going. These ones have oil in them right now, as I ran oil in them last year. Or I ran oil in through the whole system just because I ran 28 through a 28% nitrogen, and it can be very corrosive. So I didn't want the 28% nitrogen sitting in the system, so I pumped oil through it. And then also, Monday morning, got some corrugated 4-inch tile line. We're gonna be putting this in on Monday as well. Monday morning, we'll be doing that. I still gotta get 2 more rolls to finish that up. So got lots going on, but I figured I'd show you the 886 and where we're at with the planter. So this is our 886. We love our Internationals. They've been very good tractors. We rarely have too many problems, and most of the time if you have a problem, it's something that you can fix pretty easy and keep going, or like if you have an oil leak, you can just keep going and it's not a problem. You know, a lot of these newer tractors, they have all these sensors and all this wiring and computer stuff. and it just will shut you down a lot quicker when something like this. A lot of times we can fix what's wrong, but also if you do have a little bit of a leak or a little bit of something not working, you could keep going until you were done and then take care of it. So very, very, very nice tractor, handy tractor. And like I said, we really like our two Internationals that are 4-wheel drive. And this is pretty rare and pretty uncommon. This is a, oh boy, T4 800 axle or something like that. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Very nice tractor. So all right, well, hopefully we'll get dried up a little more and we can get to planting pretty soon. All right guys, well, it's raining and we've been having some terribly miserable weather, but we at least got our fertilizer. So those two tanks are pretty much full, almost. That's 28%, which is actually 28,003. We're gonna put that down in 2x2 in our when we plant, and then we'll side dress with that. And then this is our starter, and it's only got 1,000 gallons in this 4,000 gallon tank. And we're gonna put that in furrow. That is 31818. It's orthophosphate and potassium hydroxide, very, very low salt, if not no salt content, that we can put in furrow, and it won't burn the seed because of the salt. So our 28003, 28% nitrogen and 3% sulfur, and our 31818 we're going to use in furrow. So we are ready to go if we would get some nice weather. It is going to be done raining today, and we'll have nice weather for the next couple days, but it's going to be a little while before we can get in the field now. So I don't know, we'll see.
Well, we finally got started planting. I haven't been doing a whole lot of videos or doing a whole lot of stuff with the video. I've been very, very sick, as you can probably hear in my voice. We did plant 115 acres of beans the last 2 days, the early beans. Now we're going to switch the planter over to corn. Hope to get a couple 300 acres of corn in this week, and then we'll switch back to beans. We'll see. So wanted to show you something. So this is a 815 Kinsey planter. I plant beans and corn with it. So when you go to planting corn, if you're coming from beans, which that's what the one I'm coming from, you have to switch out the meters. So we're pulling off our brush meter right here and putting on our finger pickup meter, which I rebuilt these with precision planting meter kits. I bought them through Shoot, but anyways, rebuilt them that. They're all brand new. I also replaced both the brushes and the wear plate in my bean meters. But anyway, so yeah, so we're pulling all the boxes off, dumping all the soybeans out, pulling the eight back boxes off, putting the corn meters on. We have to take the front units up, which is what that big wrench right there is for. Take the front units up, and then I got to set up all our liquids. So I actually did this the end of last week as well. So I have it set up that we're going to run one liquid out of this tank and one liquid out of that tank. So we're going to finish getting it set up and hopefully plant 20 or 30 acres this afternoon and see how it goes. We'll see. I'm not sure 100%, but and then hopefully this week we'll really get to planting some corn. So I actually I did do a little bit of a trial. I planted 30-inch soybeans on some really nice ground by us, and I put 3 gallons of 31818 in furrow with them. So that's something that a lot of guys haven't done or haven't tried. So I tried that. We'll see what happens. Hoping that comes up and looks great. I want to do some 30-inch bean trials, because if I do go to all no-till, I need to be able to probably run just 30-inch beans and 30-inch corn. That way I can alternate every other year where I'm planting, if I'm not going to be tilling. But again, or I might go towards a vertical till, and then we wouldn't have any problem planting 15-inch rows with beans. But so yeah, we'll get the planter all set up. Tractor's been doing great, planter's been doing great. Been very happy with everything so far. Everything's been going fairly smooth, which I've been trying to get everything set up for the last 2 months so that it would. It's been going that way so far. We'll see. And yeah, so stay tuned. We'll plant some corn this afternoon.